to the now no longer monthly format of show and tell, I never got a chance to come out to my show and tell family. So to the world, I am transgender. And thank you. Probably the best way I can put it is that apart from where I'm also attracted to women and transsexuals, my brain has always thought of myself as a gender-bendy gay man. And so it does kind of beg the question, why did it take me until the day after my 39th birthday to realize that I was transgender, despite I always knew that I thought of myself as a guy, and my life is basically a long series of you might be transgender if punchlines. And the answer is basically just due to a total lack of information and representation, which in a small way I hope to correct right now. Basically, for starters, whenever you hear the word transgender, it almost just de facto means male to female. Almost no awareness that it goes the other way too. And it also usually refers to people who have physically transitioned their bodies, but the same people were just as transgender before they transitioned. There are other transgender people who never transition their bodies. And also, of the transgender representations there are, they tend to fall into very specific archetypes, like Laverne Cox and Carmen Carrera are gorgeous, gorgeous trans women. Buck Angel is a total muscle daddy. And I just never saw anyone that just made me go, that's me. So I just didn't really fit into any kind of a mold that I'd ever seen represented. And I will love my brother for forever for his insight when I came out to my family this Thanksgiving. And I was saying how if I had, thank you, and thank them, they were great, yay family. And anyway, I was saying how it would have been so much easier, like, to figure it out, much earlier if all I wanted to do was just, like, go out and join the football team or something. And my brother interjected, you just identify as a theater major type guy. I was like, yes, that's it, exactly. So what eventually clued me in, basically in the last year and a half or so, I finally started seeing representation of, for lack of a better term, non-gender conforming trans people. And the thing that really sticks in my mind was I was online and I saw a trans woman posting pictures of herself riding motocross, and so she's like, all covered in mud and on her motorcycle and going off a dirt ramp, and she's a butch trans woman. And I just had never seen someone presented like that, and I started coming across more and more people like that. But this is the moment where, or at least the night, where I figured it out, if fantasy will bring up the picture. This was July 5th, the day after my 39th birthday, at Gear Night at the Chain Drive. Which, if you're not familiar with Gear Night at the Chain Drive, it's basically fetish night at the gay leather bar. And I was like one of the only female-bodied people there, and I had no idea if I would be accepted or not, and I was just like really accepted and very embraced. And it's, really, it was probably, 100 guys or more, and I was really one of the only female-bodied people there, and just everyone, I just fell right in. I couldn't sleep for literally the next 10 days. I had nights where I literally didn't sleep, then I had a few nights where I got like a couple of hours, but I was just so happy, and everything in my entire life started to fall into place and make sense. So where I am, so for those of you who don't know, I'm also a drag queen named Debbie Penetration. And so you might wonder, if I identify as a guy, why am I doing female drag? And I guess the short answer would be that it's guys who do female drag. But specifically, even back in high school, I used to lament my boobs because I would never be as sexy as a flat-chested guy in a dress. And that was like a real thing for me. I pined about having boobs because these guys looked so much hotter in dresses with their flat chests. And so I think that it's really fun that ultimately, after an entire life of avoiding makeup because it would make me look like a girl, which I hated, it really took a bunch of men in makeup and dresses to make me feel comfortable with it. So, next picture. And this is me with my friend Cupcake. And I just for example, Cupcake is someone who very much identifies as a guy, but yet is in drag several nights a week. And that's kind of the same wavelength I'm on when I do it. So anyway, just as a couple of other details, I kind of like, I feel like the contours, which I don't know if you can see, but in drag you do these contours on your cheeks. They get a lot more dramatic than these, but they always kind of remind me a little bit of putting on sideburns. And also when you put on your foundation, you use a brush on your throat, and it reminds me of my dad, like putting his shaving lather on. He used to use a little brush to do that. And but more than anything, when I have like the full queen makeup on, which this is actually not the full theatrical version, it gets a lot more dramatic, but it is the only time that I can really just look in the mirror and a lifetime of gender dysphoria melts away, because I feel like my face is so feminine that I would never convince anyone that I was born male-bodied. But when I have the full makeup on, it's the only time I can look in the mirror and think, I actually look like a guy wearing drag makeup, and so I love it. And anyway, just to wrap it up, I'm not planning on transitioning, and she and her are actually my preferred pronouns. And the reason for that is that I don't care so much how I am perceived as I just really care about how I'm treated. And right now, honestly, for the first time in my entire life, I am treated exactly the way I want to be. I feel totally accepted in gay male spaces, and queer men are interested in dating me. So, in the summary, my coming out statement in full is that I am a polyamorous, pansexual, female-bodied, drag queen, trans guy, part-time leather person, but you can call me Gwendolyn for short.
I think you need a t-shirt that says that.
Settle for Handjob Academy.
Exactly. Is that Handjob Academy? Whoa.
They're a band with really fun, dirty songs, all female. Check them out.
And a picture of someone with three
ass cheeks.
Three
I
ass
love
cheeks.
this shirt.